I was a second year uni student doing arts at Queensland Uni, and decided we wanted to do a show that showcased all the Brisbane bands. It was like a best of Brisbane show. Yes, it was just something that we wanted to do to promote the arts in Brisbane, showcase the talent that Brisbane had to offer, and subsequently we put together a bill based on Brisbane bands and Brisbane counterculture, and you know, we had an idea we put into place and it worked.
Well, since our inception we've presented the festival on a yearly basis, which just means that we put a lot of promotional effort into it. I mean, we see it as the major musical event on the Brisbane calendar, and it's good for us to be associated with it, and I guess the organisers of the festival feel that we're the sort of publication they want to be associated with, so it's a two-way street.
So far we've sold 3,500 tickets, of which 700 are out of Sydney. And all the rest of it has come from Triple J. So when you look at, you know, the power of Triple J, you know, if you ever need to, you know, try to ascertain it, it is Triple J.
What's Triple J's involvement?
We're broadcasting and we promoted the shit out of it.
Well, obviously, because it's a once-a-year event, you don't have bands sitting around all year anticipating it. They wait 3 months beforehand before they start sort of jockeying for position on that. What it does is focus, I guess, national attention and international over the last couple of years on what's happening in Brisbane. And because the band is, the bill is so varied, the local bands that are on that bill reflect that sort of variance, and also reflect the fact that there's a very strong local music scene in Brisbane that isn't tied down to one particular genre or style.
It's what's happening at the moment. I try to be as diverse as possible and put on as, you know, many different acts as I can. You look at obviously what's popular at the time, what's working, what I like. Sometimes comes into it, not always. But it's basically, you know, what's working, what's happening. You know, you've got to keep abreast on the market. Supply and demand, like anything, you know. What the kids out there want to hear is what you try to give them. I've got a fair idea who's playing next year. I've got who I want to play, and you know, it's basically like a full-time occupation putting this thing together. Obviously, you know, it gets busy and busier as the year goes on, but you know, you're always sending faxes or making phone calls all year round. You know, it's something that you do constantly. It's the only inner city venue that can be used. The R&A is no longer allowing their ovals to be used for any concerts. You know, residents are a big problem, the noise. Also because it's an inner city venue, obviously, and the whole ethos is it's an inner city event. And I love it, you know, it's a great sight, the trees and all the old fig trees and whatnot, you know, it's beautiful down there. Big Top goes up on the Monday.
I work on the site crew, doing help organise cleaning staff, and on the day also do backstage alcohol, make sure all the riders are full. Where we're sitting is backstage area. Down over here, where we have the dressing room for the artists. And in the far part, we have stage number 2, where we have various other local and national sort of acts.
Bridges go on the Tuesday. Everything just, you know, rolls in, and we try to have the site set up by the Friday, but unfortunately we've never quite been able to crack that, but this is the year we're gonna get it together. Yeah, this Thursday. Yeah, it's sold out. Well, it will be this afternoon, so you know, that's all good. We're going to put 12,000 in. Yeah, everything's on schedule. The rain's great. Sort of getting all the dust away. It's going to be fine tomorrow, so it's good. Yeah, everything's working well.
There's a haze across the skyline in the melting of the sun. The far horizon beckons of a storm this
Yeah, I think it's the major event on the Brisbane calendar, if not the national calendar, and it's certainly set to grow. Each year it gets bigger and better, which sounds like a crass thing to say, but in this case it's true. You get more acts each year and a greater variety. Yeah, it's pretty essential. I think there'd be a big hole on the Brisbane music scene if it was gone, simply because, and you don't have to be into the bands to actually appreciate Livid. I know so many people who go there just to meet people that they haven't seen for a year until they saw them at the last Livid, so it's got that social carnival atmosphere too.
Yeah, it was good. We had a few problems, but basically everything went to plan. Numbers were good. I think the organisation of it was really good, except, there was a couple of little dilemmas, but nothing that was really going, nothing too bad.
Nothing we couldn't do,
Yeah. Comparatively, when you compare the numbers to how much beer we sold, then, the consumption this year was out of control.
incredibly high.
But it was only for half an hour, so it wasn't the end of the world. But obviously, we're a bit upset about that, and that was one of the problems that we did have. No, South's fine, the council was fine, everyone's fine. It was a great.
The remarkable thing about the Livid is that people who buy the ticket are really into the event. And I don't know if you noticed, but everybody turns up early.
It's really good, really big day, sold out. It was really good.
Yeah, it'd be the biggest gig we've ever played. With 12,000 people, I guess we played at least a third of them, I guess. Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, it's good exposure. I mean, there's heaps of people that normally wouldn't come to your gigs, and they can come and see you, along with heaps of other bands.
It's playing to a lot of people, that's fun.
Good exposure.
And being underage people as well.
We've been played to underage people, so...
Get to see a lot of good bands.
Yeah, it's the best thing about it.
Yeah, give the kids a chance to check bands out.
And that way, when they're older, they don't have to, they already know what bands are like and that. It cuts down on the alcohol and bands. Like, to see a band, you have to go and get pissed. Whereas if younger kids start going, later on when they go to see bands, they don't feel that they have to get pissed and that. They should supply acid at the front door, I think, for all of these things. It'd be much more fun. Maybe only give the underage kids half of one.
Yeah, the all-age decision, that's great. Obviously, that's an area that's not catered for enough, and there were problems last year. The whole problem being the licensing aspect of it, which they seem to have tackled fairly securely. I think they've had to double their security staffing this year to make sure that the policy is policed. But what it's done is it's going to open the eyes of a whole group of people that don't normally get to see music anyway. And I'd much rather they, you know, if you'll notice, most major Boondall concerts are all ages. Well, if the youth of today are going to be brought up on the Eagles or the Beastie Boys, I don't know who I'd prefer. So it's good from that aspect too.
It is a uniquely Brisbane event, and I think that that's something that we should look towards maintaining, and I think that's one of its great benefits.
But it's got the room to expand on a yearly basis, which it will do.
Outdoor gigs, I think, there's a different feel to them in the day. Everyone sort of sits around and watches the bands. It's good.
The outdoor festival has a much better atmosphere to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a social event than a rock concert, personally. Yeah. I think that's the mentality that's there. And I like that, you know, it's like a big party.
That's it.